Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, we will be doing a review on Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'm so excited to talk about this film because anytime a new Marvel movie comes out, it's just way too damn exciting because we're adding another chapter onto this amazing universe. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so you can see all the other movie reviews I've done and future ones. And let's get into the video because we have so much to talk about, okay? This is going to be a non-spoiler review, so I will not be revealing any plot details about this film. So if you have not seen this movie, it's okay to watch. Just saying. So Ant-Man and the Wasp, directed by Peyton Reed, who also directed the first Ant-Man as well, which is always good to know. And it stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Douglas, among others as well. And when we first see Scott, he is just at the end of his 2-year sentence of house arrest. So this movie's vibe is literally the opposite to what Infinity War was. Obviously, Infinity War was all doom and gloom, and you left the cinema feeling very empty. Well, I did anyway. Whereas this movie is very refreshing, it's light, it's airy, which is what I think we all needed as the audience. Well, I know I definitely did anyway. I was excited to walk into this movie and just to have a good laugh, and I definitely had that good laugh. Well, I'm like, how can you not? It's Paul Rudd. Like, really. So to start off this review, I'm going to be talking about things that I didn't really like about this movie. Don't get me wrong, the good definitely outweighs the bad with what I'm about to talk about. But there are a few things that I feel like we need to discuss, okay? First being Ghost in general. Marvel has definitely been following a different formula when it comes to their villains as of this year. So with Killmonger, Thanos, and now Ghost, it seems that they want you to kind of get to know the villain a lot more than what we're used to, and also really understand their thought process and why they're actually wanting to achieve what they want to achieve, which makes you kind of feel sorry for them in some way, makes you feel a bit of empathy. So overall, they just become a hell of a lot more relatable, which is exactly what Ghost was. I just don't think it worked out as well as it did with the other two. First of all, she definitely wasn't a villain in this film. She was a lot more of an antagonist. So I felt like the whole bad guy vibe in this movie was lacking, and I felt like she could have contributed a little bit more. But besides that, I really liked her whole arc. I liked the character. I thought the actress that played her was excellent. But that's pretty much it. I just felt like she could have added a little bit more into this film than what she did. Another thing is that there are a group of people in this movie that I just felt like they were a bit unnecessary to have them in there. Like, they don't really contribute to the plot. If anything, they provide great action scenes, but then again, there was really good action without them as well. So were they really necessary? I don't think so. They didn't really contribute to the plot. They were kind of annoying. Every time they came on screen, I just felt annoyed with them, which I guess is fine. I guess that's the point of them being there. But I don't know. I could have done without them. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely could have done without them. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the things that I didn't really like. There was so much more good things about this film than what there is bad. And the number one thing about this movie that I really loved is the development of Hope Van Dyne, so the Wasp. I think her character improved immensely from the first Ant-Man. I wasn't happy with her character at all in the first one. I felt like that was the movie's biggest letdown. Not that Evangeline Lilly's performance was bad, I just didn't really like her character and how she was just so negative. But in this movie, she's so much more likable. I love the relationship she has with Hank. I think it just improves the movie that much more. It improves her character. It improved Michael Douglas's character. I loved that aspect about her. And she's a total badass. She really kicks ass. Like, it was just so good to see her do her thing in the action as well. I really liked that this movie had a big theme of relationships, especially between father and daughter. A lot of the times they focused on this new improved relationship between Hope and Hank, and also between Scott and Cassie. Especially Scott and Cassie, it was just so good to watch them together. They bounced off each other so well. That little Cassie, she's so gorgeous. She just played her role really well, and the chemistry between her and Paul Rudd was really obvious. It felt authentic and real. Especially with Hank and Hope, their relationship progressed so much from the first Ant-Man. You can tell there's such a high level of mutual respect, and it was just so nice to watch on screen. Their chemistry was amazing. Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly, I just feel like they work very well together. great chemistry. Being that their ultimate goal in the end was to, of course, find Janet Van Dyne, which was in the trailer, so that's no spoiler. That has brought them so much closer together, and it was just really nice to see that. One thing I didn't expect about this movie was how high the stakes would be and how intense it got at one point. I was literally like on the edge of my seat. And because I didn't expect it, it was really awesome to watch at the time because you just got so into it. Like at one point, I was so focused on the screen, and I love it when movies can draw you in like that. Standout performance for me in this film was definitely Michael Douglas. He's an excellent actor though, so that's no surprise. What I liked about him in this movie, he had so much more raw emotion. In the first one, he was definitely more of a closed book, had a lot of walls. But in this film, he just shows what he's really feeling instead of kind of being such a blank canvas compared to the first one. You can especially see this in his relationship with the people around him, especially Hope. Really satisfying to see that side of him. It made you relate to him a lot more, which is excellent. It's always good when you can relate to the characters. Humor in this movie was excellent, but it's Paul Rudd. Could you expect anything less? It was definitely Paul Rudd being typical Paul Rudd. In this movie, the humor is spot on. Whenever Michael Pena was on screen, he shined. He's just a hilarious character overall. I'm really glad that they didn't overuse him and his character traits in this film. One thing I was a bit worried about, his character gained so much love in the first one. I was worried they were going to overuse him a bit, but no, they didn't. He was perfect, hilarious in every way. Like I said, whenever he was on screen, he shined. The score in this was excellent as well. At one point for me, I couldn't stop laughing because of the way the score was used in the film. That's why I love music in film. It definitely adds to the emotional parts, to even the funny parts, and the score in this film was excellent. Very similar to what was in the first Ant-Man. Of course, they all have their own themes. It was just used in a really good way in this film, and it definitely added to scenes for me. Lastly, I just want to talk about the technology that was in this film and also what was used for this film. I loved how much more serious the technology got. Obviously, you knew Hank was so smart, and you obviously knew Hope was so smart in the first Ant-Man, but this time you can really see them in action when it comes to all the technology, which was really exciting to watch. I don't think this is a spoiler because I know a lot of people have already spoken about this. The de-aging that they use for this film is insane. Seriously, it looks legit, and it's wow, like it's actually crazy. And also guys, I just want to remind you, don't forget to watch the end credit scenes, okay? Definitely don't forget. So overall, I very much enjoyed this film. I felt really good walking out of it. Is it the best Marvel movie out there? No, definitely not. There are definitely other ones that I prefer. I definitely feel satisfied watching that movie. I walked out feeling really great. So overall on this movie, I want to give it a 4 out of 5, which I'm really happy to give it that score. I was kind of worried that I would be giving it a little bit lower, but at the end of the day, it was such a great film and it is definitely worth the watch. And that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let me know in the comments what you thought about this movie as well. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up the video. And yeah, okay, that's it. Bye, guys.